Hey guys, welcome back to Performance on Wheels. So glad you guys have joined us today. Please like, please subscribe, and get ready for another video in the family section of our car reviews. If you guys want to review more performance cars or performance driven cars, and you guys have a performance driven car, please send us an email at performanceonwheels111@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at performance_on_wheels. Now let's get to today's review on the 2019 Ford Edge Titanium.
There is no denying it is an extremely crowded segment of the automotive industry, yet very popular. We feel it is very important to touch base on one of the key players in that segment, the 2019 Ford Edge Titanium. Now, the Titanium is the top trim level prior to that ST that was released this year. Now, it kind of makes me feel a little old knowing that the Edge has been around since 2006. That was the first edition of the Edge, and that lasted until 2014. There was a slight revision in 2011. However, from 2014 till today, we are on the second edition. In 2019, the Edge in the second edition did get a revision with a facelift to that front fascia, the grille, the headlights. We're going to take you around the Edge. Let you guys know a few things we like, a few things we dislike about it, and you can choose if this is the right vehicle for you and your family.
Get ready for today's video on the Ford Edge Titanium. Great looking SUV in my opinion. I do think this is going to be a good video, and I think you guys are going to enjoy this competitor in the SUV segment.
So I do just want to touch base on this as I was thinking about it this morning. The whole SUV, the crossover deal. So just to be clear, when that naming came out, an SUV was intended to be a frame-on vehicle, a truck that we now put a car-like body on. That is an SUV. A crossover is a vehicle that is on a car platform. Almost every SUV is technically a crossover, would be the technical terminology that is correct. This is a car that is on a bigger platform. Let's very briefly talk about what those revisions are for the 2019 model year in the Ford Edge. So guys, the Edge went to the gym. It did a bunch of crunchies, and you can see that that grille got tightened up a bit. We have a little more flair, a little more design that is, in my opinion, a very nice design. We can see that they went and got a little Botox injection here in the front. Let's go see what the other differences are in the back of the car. Very subtle changes in the Edge for the 2019 model year. The other changes we are going to see, again, a little more Botox injection here. We have this additional reflector in the back and an additional body line, as well as those tail lights have been revised slightly. just updating it, making it look better. The last thing worth noting is actually found inside, guys. We no longer have that shift lever. We have that same dial that can be found in the Ford Fusion. On those same lines, we do have a new 8-speed automatic transmission in all Edge models.
When you pop the hood of your Ford Edge, you are going to see a 2-liter 4-cylinder powered by EcoBoost that has 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. This is a front-wheel drive based car, so if we look down in here, we can see that transmission. Since this is a higher model, we have all-wheel drive, so just know that more of your weight is up front since that transmission is still up there. The Edge here is also weighing in at about 4,300 pounds. You would think with that engine and transmission, with that weight, you'd be getting some pretty decent gas mileage. While in fact it is alright if you don't keep your foot down. This is an EcoBoost, so you're going to have to deal with those turbos spooling up if you put your foot down. Without your foot down, you're going to be looking at approximately mid to high 20s for gas mileage in both city and highway. And when you have that foot down and even over a quarter throttle most of the time, you're not going to be getting great gas mileage. You're going to be looking at mid to high teens.
Safety is clearly a huge item in today's automotive industry. It seems that everyone is on the forefront of who can provide the most standard safety features in their model. The Edge is no exception to that. With every Edge model, you get items such as emergency braking assist, you get lane keep assist, you get blind spot monitoring, you also get automated high beam headlamps. Something else you get, guys, they have an additional package called the Co-Pilot 360, and something that's kind of fun, one of those features that's included in that package is the Evasive steering assist. Let's go through some of those safety features, just giving you a brief rundown on them. So these are some of the things we do like about the Edge, those standard safety features. Let's highlight 2 of those quick. Let's talk about those automatic high beams, right? So guys, there's a camera mounted right up here behind your rear view. If you can see, it even has its own defrost. So in all seasons, this system will work. That little camera can detect light up to 2,000 feet in front of you, and it senses when to turn those high beams on and off automatically. That system operates and turns on by itself at speeds greater than 25 miles an hour. It is a system you can also disengage in the infotainment center.
Another amazing safety feature this Edge has is the Evasive steering assist. So the Evasive steering assist comes into play when there is a crash or a stopped car in front of you and the Edge happens to notice it. If the assistive braking cannot handle this event on its own, Evasive steering assist will take over and assist you with some steering to get out of the way so you and your family are safe in the Edge. We just finished up the brief general overview of the Ford Edge, the options and things that this thing is packing. Now let's move on to the things that we personally like and dislike, and then we'll get to the interior and driving after that. One of the things I personally like is the key fob for this Ford Edge. Quite self-explanatory if you'd like to take a peek. Nice and heavy in the hand, has a good feel to it. Now if we're going to come up to these doors here, on all 4 doors, we're able to unlock by simply grabbing the door handle, and then lock by tapping these 4 lines here that you can come up and view on this door. You see these 4 lines in a row that will lock it and then grab it to unlock. One of the things I don't really get and why this still exists is the keypad to set up and unlock your doors via a number or a pin that you set up. I've never seen somebody actually use this, so I have no idea why it's still here in 2019, but it is if that's what you really want. Now let's move around back really quick to another thing I like. Not many cars have this, and I do think Ford is the first company to really come out with it, and it does work best from this company. So simply say you got a handful of groceries, you got kids in your hands, you just need to get this trunk open. You can't get the key out of your pocket, you can't grab the handle, you just got to come up and give it a little swing. It's brilliant, it's intuitive, and I do think other competitors should have this option.
Here are 2 items I do not like on the Ford Edge. When I first got into the Edge, the seats are comfortable. They do give a lot of support. However, I don't like how high I sit. I don't have the option to even go lower. There's obviously some adjustment to go up and down, but at its lowest setting, my I feel like I would be more comfortable if I was still lower. The other item I don't like is in today's automotive industry, it's almost like the steering wheel has turned into a thing of art. Now, this steering wheel is boring to begin with, but what I don't like is how thin the steering wheel is. I'd like it to be a little thicker and feel a little nicer in the hands while driving the Edge.
Now we are going to move to a couple of things that I personally like about the inside of the Edge. Let's get on in here. One of the things that's nice to have is this audio system, B&O, the high-end audio. It works good, nothing to be ashamed of, nothing overly spectacular, but you're not going to have any issues with it, and it has pretty decent bass as well. Now when we look in here, this new shift knob, I actually like it. It's in some cars now, and it's pretty intuitive, pretty easy to use, quite standard. You don't have to deal with a big plastic thing. You got to move around, and it does the job well. It looks nice. Another thing I like is the comfort of the seats. Pretty good.
Relating to the exact same thing here, there's actually an item I like about it and an item I don't like. That is related to the instrument cluster. Obviously, the speedometer is very easy to read. I like that. That's great. But I don't like how small the displays are on each side of the speedometer. Look how tiny that tachometer is. What I do like on that same regards is on the steering wheel itself. These controls are very well thought out. There's lots of options that come up. The left side controls the left screen next to your speedometer. The right side controls the right screen next to your speedometer. Very simple, very easy to use. I do like that. The overall comfort of the Edge in the front seat is great. Now, I talked about how I don't like how high I feel. But other than that, the seat is very supportive. It has great controls here with your lumbar, with your tilt, with your seat pitch, and your height that can get you comfortable in the seat for driving. Let's see what that back seat's like. 6 feet tall, 220. That is where I want the seat and where I like the seat when driving the Edge. In the back seat, you can see that I can get in effortlessly. I have plenty of room still for my legs. The seat has great support. It's a comfortable seat. Like almost every vehicle now, I have a center armrest. There is no reason why 4 6-foot-tall adults can't be comfortable in the Edge. Now, if you try to sneak a 5th person into the Edge, 3 in the back seat, you're going to be a little tight as far as shoulder to shoulder, as well as that leg room.
So I did go over the fact that I like the way you can open this tailgate earlier, and I'm going to show you that you can also open it via this handle and the key fob. Just a simple tap and it will auto open just like you swing your foot under it. Off to the left side here, right off the bat, we're able to fold down our seats just by the simple push of a button. Lots of storage back here even before the seats were down. There's nothing too out of that segment for that. Lots of storage. Pretty much the same as most cars in this category. It's pretty standard back here, guys. I mean, you open this up, you got your spare tire. I like it.
One last thing I do like about the Edge is all the clever storage places that are in the vehicle. Let's just show you a few of them quick. Underneath the rear hatch in the trunk here, you have all these storage compartments. You have storage compartments in the back here. Let's go up front and see what we got going on up here. Guys, right in the door you have this storage. I do like this. You have a little storage cubby right next to the seat. And then all throughout the center console, come on in here and take a peek. All throughout the center console you have all these different little storage places where there is tons of storage and clever ways to put things like your phone, like packs of gum, like sunglasses, change. There is a lot of clever storage options in the Edge.
On that storage level, I find this pretty ironic that a company that can make so much storage has a supercar, the Ford GT. If you get that carbon fiber package for $70,000, it is the least practical supercar ever made with literally zero storage across the entire thing. I think that's pretty funny and kind of cool to know. I got a like and I got a dislike for you. One, look up. How can you not like that? I mean, seriously, that's killer. A panoramic sunroof, it's pretty much a must in today's car industry. They're beautiful, and it's just, I could not buy a new car without a panoramic sunroof. And from that awesome like, we're going to go to a very big dislike of mine. That would be Ford's infotainment system. I can't stand it. I really do think it is the absolute worst in the industry. It looks the cheapest by far. The design is horrible in my opinion. I don't like the way you get around things. There's no likes in the Ford Infotainment Center in my opinion. All of this just looks out of date completely. This looks like back when the Dodge Challenger came out in 2009. That looks like this infotainment center you could get for an option. It doesn't look any different than that. It just looks cheap. I mean, it's easy to use, but it's just cheap. With a 0 to 60 time of 6.9 seconds, the Ford Edge is decently quick, and it also has a quarter mile time of a tick over 15 seconds. Now, when it comes to the brakes, it's lacking quite a substantial amount. This thing is not going to win any competitions when it comes to braking whatsoever. Here it comes once again. It really is a pretty nice looking family SUV.
Driving the Edge is, I mean, there's nothing too special about it. It's just, it's a nice, running, driving, comfortable car. This is a great family car for a family of 4, possibly 5. However, I would think a family of 3 or 4 is the ideal size for this car. That 2-liter EcoBoost, it has just enough power that it doesn't feel underpowered. However, it doesn't necessarily bring any joy or exhilaration. That turbo at the lower RPMs does give it a zippiness feel to it, but overall it is a comfortable ride. This is a car that's easy to use, easy to understand, and provides the right gas mileage as long as you can drive with that egg between your foot and the gas pedal. But it has all the right safety features to keep you safe. It has a very respectable price tag in today's industry and with the competition. You know, the main competition being the Honda Passport. Sorry, getting distracted by some bikes going around a racetrack. When we're looking at some of the main competitors today of the Edge, we think of things like the Honda CR-V or the new Chevy Blazer. When I look around the Edge, I'm starting to feel like it's a little dated. Now, with this being the higher trim model in the titanium, I have to say I'm a little turned off by the overall dashboard. I would like to see some better materials or only real signs of a luxury or special feel or some stitching in the door panels. The overall dashboard is quite boring. It's a lot of plastic, guys, with very minimal texture changes. It's time for something new in the Edge and Ford. Now again, don't think that there's much performance that comes with the Edge in the titanium or the trim levels below the titanium. That ST, you are going to get a little stiffer ride, even going around a slower sweeping curve. You start to feel the body roll in this titanium trim package. That ST will be a little bit better when it comes to the performance, both in the engine and drivability. However, I haven't driven one yet, but from reading and watching different reviews on that, it kind of seems like it's a bit of a letdown, more of a rebranded Edge Sport than what has been true to that ST badge. Just a little pocketbook fun for you. Filling up the Edge from a quarter tank, we're just under $34 with that gas at $2.66 a gallon.
We are wrapping up today's video on the 2019 Ford Edge. My opinion is it's a nice car in this segment. It's a nice looking car in the exterior, has a decent, comfortably nice interior, and I personally liked it quite a bit. What do you think, Todd?
It's a great commuter car, guys. I got no beef against it. I feel like it's ready for a revision, a full-fledged revision on the interior. The exterior is keeping up with all its competition as far as the design and the features. But for the price in this segment, the standard features that are coming not only with the lower trim level edges, but with the titanium that we're looking at today, it's really a good car. There's a reason there's a lot of them on the road. I'd recommend it. It's comfortable. It's good. All's good.
My only thing is if you are looking at the more high-end models, this one, for example, it has almost the same starting price as a Mercedes C300, which is about the same size, and the interior in that car...
GLC 300?
Yeah, the GLC 300.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you're not going to have that's with no options. There's no safety options, you know. I mean, this is coming decked out.
Yeah.
You have every safety option. You got your fun little foot thing in the back.
Yeah.
There's other vehicles you could get for the same price, but they aren't going to have all those options.
That's true. That's true.
Guys, we appreciate you tuning in today. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions about the Edge or any other vehicles, we love talking cars. Comment below. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Like, subscribe. Have a nice day.